60s actually, and I was in a lot of civil disturbances and riot situations and disaster situations, certainly much
as
smaller.
Someone as in the
as
National
a
Guard.
guardsman, yeah.
Okay.
At 80, Tom Selleck is finally peeling back the curtain on the truth about Sally Field, and the backstory hits different when you know where he came from. Born Thomas William Selleck on January 29, 1945, in Detroit, Michigan, then raised under the California sun, he had that calm confidence early on, the kind you can't fake and can't teach. From day one, Selleck moved like a natural athlete, tall, broad-shouldered, and smooth without trying. Acting wasn't even the plan back then. Sports were his lane, and he stayed locked in, earning a basketball scholarship to the University of Southern California. While studying business administration, he proved he had discipline, focus, and that quiet drive that separates dreamers from doers. Hollywood didn't come calling right away, and that's real talk. Like many men of his generation, Selleck's path was shaped by duty before fame. He served in the California...
Kind of confronted the same things, because we went back to work last Thursday.
On the play.
On the show, and I think you went back to work, what, Monday?
We went back to work Tuesday.
Yeah, and you know, it was hard.
1970s hit him with non-stop auditions, commercials, small TV parts, and short-lived shows. Rejection was regular, success stayed distant, and yet his presence was undeniable. Charisma on full display, even when the spotlight refused to stick. Big roles kept slipping through Tom Selleck's fingers, one after another, and some of those missed shots could have crushed a weaker actor. But he didn't turn bitter or salty. Instead, Selleck stayed sharp, kept grinding, and focused on leveling up his craft. Those rough early years taught him patience, humility, and respect for steady work, shaping a grounded mindset about fame that set him apart from the Hollywood crowd. Then, everything flipped in 1980. Fast. Tom Selleck landed the role of Thomas Magnum in Magnum PI, and boom, the world took notice. Playing the laid-back, sharp-tongued private investigator cruising through Hawaii, he became a global star almost overnight. Selleck injected humor, brains, and real emotional weight into a role that could have been flat, and yes, that legendary mustache became iconic. The Hawaiian shirts and red Ferrari turned into pop culture gold, but it was Selleck's performance that gave the show its soul. Magnum wasn't just cool, he was layered, charming yet wounded, confident but vulnerable, funny, loyal, and deeply human all at once. The show ran for 8 strong seasons and locked itself in as one of TV's most loved dramas. That performance scored Selleck an Emmy Award and sealed his legacy in television history. Instead of riding the same wave, he played it smart, picking roles that pushed him forward. At the peak of his TV fame, he slid smoothly into film, proving his romantic leading man power in 3 Men and a Baby, one of the biggest box office hits of the 1980s. Tom Selleck kept the momentum rolling with roles in Mr. Baseball, In and Out, High Road to China, and Quigley Down Under, and that last one really turned heads. It exposed his natural connection to westerns, a genre that fit him like a glove. In those roles, Selleck brought raw authenticity, calm strength, and a clear moral backbone, channeling old-school Hollywood energy while still keeping it unmistakably his. His powerful build and laid-back acting style made him perfect for stories about honor, grit, and justice. He didn't overplay anything, he let silence speak, and that hit harder. That quiet intensity became his signature and gave his characters serious weight. By the 2000s, Selleck flipped the script again, returning to television with deeper, more reflective roles. His turn as police chief Jesse Stone in a series of made-for-TV films became one of the most respected chapters of his entire career. As Jesse Stone, he delivered a performance that felt real and raw, flawed, thoughtful, and quietly intense. Those films dug into heavy themes like loneliness, morality, and redemption, mirroring both the character's struggles and the wisdom Selleck had built over decades in the game. And he didn't just show up to act, he helped shape the tone and direction of the character, proving his creative integrity was no joke. Then during the 2007 to 2008 TV season, he popped up again as A.J. Cooper on the hit series Las Vegas. Set in the flashy, high-stakes world of Sin City, the show pulled back the curtain on casino life, where power moves, pressure, and personal drama collided non-stop. As A.J. Cooper, Tom Selleck brought real depth and credibility to a character trapped in a high-pressure world where luxury, temptation, and danger constantly collided. Las Vegas moved fast with sharp dialogue and flashy visuals, but at its core, it was all about the people. and Selleck made sure that came through loud and clear. The show dug into loyalty, ambition, moral crossroads, and life-changing choices made in seconds. Selleck's performance added a new layer to the ensemble, grounding the chaos with emotional weight and realism. His storylines tackled workplace tension, ethical struggles, and personal relationships pushed to the edge by non-stop pressure. He helped humanize a casino world that could have felt larger than life and untouchable. Then in 2010, Selleck hit another major career peak when he stepped into the role of Frank Reagan, the powerful patriarch and police commissioner in Blue Bloods. That role put his gravitas front and center. As Frank Reagan, he became the face of steady leadership and moral backbone, locking in the heart of the series for over a decade. Audiences connected with his calm authority and principled strength across generations and backgrounds. The massive success of Blue Bloods proved, once again, that Selleck had rare staying power. And while his career kept climbing, his personal life from the early 1970s through the early 1980s stayed mostly low-key. Even before global fame hit, he showed a deep respect for commitment, family, and responsibility, and that mindset never left him. Back in 1971, Tom Selleck married Jacqueline Ray, a fashion model and actress, long before fame came knocking hard. At that point, he was still deep in the grind, chasing auditions, stacking commercial gigs, and taking supporting roles wherever he could land them. These weren't flashy, headline-heavy superstar days. It was pure hustle mode in an industry that showed no mercy. During their 11-year marriage, which lasted until 1982, Ray became a steady presence.
Everybody, to a man and woman, just said you must.
Right.
You know, it's the most important thing you can do. And, you know, and I'm sure you went through the same thing. As much as we'd like to, or as much as you'd like to, and you're doing something too, by the way, by being here.
Kevin Shepard, who was born in 1966. That adoption spoke volumes. It wasn't about paperwork or image. It was about stepping up fully. Kevin took Selleck's last name and was raised as his own, proving that family isn't just blood, it's commitment. Selleck didn't play a distant role. He showed up, stayed involved, and carried real responsibility. Even as career pressure ramped up and the marriage eventually came to an end, his bond with Kevin never cracked. That loyalty stayed solid, no matter what. Kevin Shepard later forged his own creative path, choosing music over acting. He became the drummer for the American rock band Tonic, which scored major success in the late 1990s with hits like If You Could Only See. Kevin's success spoke for itself, showing both his raw talent and the supportive environment he grew up in. He was raised in a space that pushed creativity, patience, and persistence, and it paid off. Tom Selleck has always been seen as a proud father figure, staying quietly supportive of Kevin's path while letting him define success his own way. After his first marriage ended, and as his career started shifting into overdrive, Selleck found love again in a way that felt real and grounding. On August 7, 1987, right at the peak of his Magnum PI fame, he married Jilly Joan Mack, an English actress and dancer born in 1957. Their meeting didn't happen on some Hollywood red carpet. They met in Britain while Mack was performing in the stage musical Cats, and that alone set their story apart. A global TV star connecting with someone outside the usual celebrity bubble, it hit different. Their bond was said to be instant, built on shared values and genuine respect, not clout or status. That marriage became a major turning point in Selleck's life. He made a clear decision to shield their relationship from the chaos of fame. He pulled back, stayed private, and refused to let non-stop attention mess with what they built. That need for privacy stretched straight into their family life. Selleck intentionally moved his world away from Hollywood's spotlight, choosing peace, protection, and real connection over constant exposure. Instead of letting his career control every personal move, Tom Selleck made deliberate choices to slow things down when it mattered most. He put stability, balance, and being present at home above non-stop professional pressure. That bond grew even stronger with the birth of their daughter, Hannah. On December 16, 1988, becoming a father in his 40s flipped a switch for Selleck, giving him a fresh sense of purpose and a clear mission to truly show up. During Hannah's early years, he made a bold call, stepping back from the height of his TV fame to choose family over constant career momentum. In an industry known for sacrifice and burnout, that move set him apart big time. Hannah Selleck was raised mostly outside the spotlight, with strong values centered on discipline, humility, and earning your own success. She didn't chase acting or fame. Instead, Hannah carved her own lane as a competitive equestrian, gaining recognition in show jumping through skill and dedication. Her achievements reflected the values both parents drilled in: patience, focus, and the belief that real fulfillment comes from passion and hard work, not celebrity hype. Now at 80 years old, Tom Selleck has reached a point where reflection feels natural and honesty feels necessary. With decades behind him, he's spoken openly about his past relationships. And among the most talked about and softly romanticized connections from his life is his relationship with actress Sally Field. Even though their time together was short and mostly kept quiet, it never fully disappeared. Their story lives on in Hollywood lore as one of those what-could-have-been moments. Two rising stars crossing paths right before their lives were about to shift forever. Tom Selleck and Sally Field were romantically linked around 1979, right at a turning point in his personal life. He had just separated from his first wife, Jacqueline Ray, and was moving through that shaky emotional space that follows the end of a marriage. Looking back, Selleck admitted that moment affected how deeply he could jump into something new. As he once said, "I wasn't broken, but I was still figuring out who I was outside of a marriage." That kind of self-search changes how you handle love. And then came Sally Field. Warm, sharp, and already a familiar face to American audiences. Even though they never shared a major film together, their paths crossed often. Selleck and Field moved in the same professional circles throughout the 1970s, both trying to break free from early labels and prove they had real staying power. Field was already known as America's sweetheart from Gidget, then later as the quirky, innocent nun in The Flying Nun. Meanwhile, Selleck was still grinding non-stop. Auditions, commercials, short-lived TV roles, chasing that breakthrough that kept slipping away. As he put it best, we were both climbing. Selleck once explained the difference between them like this: she had already hit a plateau while he was still reaching upward. Their shared history even stretched into the odd, pre-fame corners of Hollywood, including appearances on shows like The Dating Game. They weren't on the same episode, but that coincidence shows just how close their paths ran long before destiny stepped in. "It's funny when you think about it," Selleck reflected. "You're young, you're hopeful, and you take whatever work you can get. You never know which moments are going to matter later." And once he landed the role of Thomas Magnum on Magnum PI, everything flipped instantly. The show didn't just make him famous, it turned him into a full-blown cultural icon. Fame came fast, and with it came non-stop schedules, public attention, and heavy career pressure. There was barely any room left for personal balance. Meanwhile, Sally Field was leveling up at lightning speed. She was evolving into a serious dramatic actress, soon earning major critical acclaim and Academy Awards that shattered her early TV image. As Selleck admitted, "We were both moving fast. Not away from each other exactly, but forward in different directions. There was no messy breakup, no scandal, no hard feelings. Their relationship simply faded, a quiet casualty of timing, not emotion." And through it all, Selleck has always spoken about Field with genuine respect and warmth. As he said before, Sally is exactly who people think she is. He spoke about her with real warmth, saying, "She's real, she's kind, and she's stronger than she ever lets on." In an industry built on illusion and image, that kind of authenticity stuck with him in a serious way. It wasn't loud or flashy, it was genuine, and that left a lasting mark. Now, decades later, Tom Selleck looks back on that brief romance not with regret, but with appreciation. To him, it represents a moment when life still felt wide open, when the future wasn't locked in yet. Everything was unwritten, and possibility was everywhere. As he reflected, "Some people come into your life for a season." He added, "They're not meant to stay forever, but they matter forever." That idea sums it up perfectly. For Tom Selleck and Sally Field, their story was never about forever. It was about timing, shared ambition, and a connection that still feels meaningful long after the spotlight moved on. If you enjoyed this story and want more deep dives like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Let us know what you think and whose story we should break down next.